Hello, I'm Jagannath, and you're watching The Natural Farmer. Hello. So this is a long-awaited video, okay? I've had a number of people ask me about this video. The reason it took so long to make part 2 of this video is because it's nature's timing, it's not my timing, okay? And we put this first trench and a recharge pit pond into place just before the monsoon came. And in fact, the rains stopped us from completing it. And while I was away, they had to finish, put the finishing touches on there, put the little connecting pipe and different things like that onto this trench to lead into the recharge pit. I had some hesitation going back here, okay, because this is the biggest recharge that we've done so far on this project, and I always think it's a good idea, and I think I've made the best design, but it's only until nature gets some time with it. Nature had about 5 months with this project to do what she will with it and then give us the feedback of how much success or failure we've had in the project. So I was nervous about this. I'd also heard some rumors that the farmer wasn't that happy, that he was afraid that his well was going to collapse. The side's a big well. And I was racking my brain. I couldn't find any photos, and I thought, oh my God, is his well masonry well? Is it really in danger of collapsing? Whatever. But I'm happy to report none of that's true. Okay, this has worked. All right, it hasn't worked 100%. I'd give us about a B+. Things out of our control. We don't have everything planted up on the berm, and I would next time make the trench bigger and more subtle and wider, much more gentle and bigger. We might do that before the next monsoon. This is like a first layer, okay? And it's my understanding that anytime you do these water harvesting techniques, it's a layered process. You come, do it, make a couple repairs, do this, monitor it, make a couple adjustments, and move forward with it. But I'm happy to report that this has been a success. So take a look, and we'll talk about it afterwards. Okay, so I'm back in Ettimadai for the second part of this video. And I'm standing here in this field where the rain harvesting trench has been made. It seems a lot smaller now because it's not brown. And we're here on a village visit. And so I'll walk you through what's happened here. The trench is still intact. It's had some sediment go into it. The trees were never planted, so we're not taking full advantage of the way that the project was designed. The farmer never planted the trees, and that's okay, because we can build on that before the next monsoon. But here's the trench. Trench is still intact. It has gone down. There's been a lot of settling, right? Because that happens with the rains. It's pretty normal. And there's been some sediment going into the trench, but you can see that this trench is still intact. Okay, and it carries out through this length. So then if I go down here, what we're going to see is when I left the project, they put a pipe in because I had to go another place and our team finished up the project, and they put a pipe in so when the trench fills to a certain capacity, it flows out through this pipe, through the bank of the pond to there, into this recharge pond, okay? The pipe is a little bit high in the trench. Before the next monsoon, I'm gonna lower the height of this pipe, have it go down so that the water doesn't stay in the trench as long, so we get more water into the recharge pond, okay? You can see in the center of the pond that there's been a big accumulation of water here. There's plenty of capacity in this recharge, some erosion. So there's been a lot of water make its way through the pipe. And then I'm going to come around over here where there's a secondary emergency overflow from this recharge pit. And we'll see if there's some erosion on the backside of that. Probably been some overflow. So there's a nice big overflow pipe here and a little bit of erosion there. And then just next to it is the farmer's well. which is this giant well. It's pretty overgrown right now because it's been it's been the monsoon season, so it's all grown up. So I'm going to try to go down there and take a peek at what the water level is. Okay, so this trench is intact. Trench is here. Walking down in the trench. Our bunt is here. It's pretty well intact. We did a division thing here where it stops the flow coming downhill so much. You know, it's served its purpose. Again, there's nothing been planted on this edge, but it's held the water on his land, which is what we want. This border trench, the entire border trench, carries on here, goes to this pipe, overfills into this pond. Now this pond is not going to help recharge the well because the pond is downhill from the well, but at least they caught it, and I think he was wanting to pump out of here. But again, none of this is a pump out type of situation because there's not enough clay on this land. These are all recharge pit conditions because there's some topsoil which has some clay in it, and then there's sand substrate. So these are all recharge conditions, and so this is just another big recharge pit that got added at the bottom corner of this property. Okay, so I'm going down into the well here. Be careful. Big drop. Oh yeah, there's some good water in there. I can tell already that there's been a nice increase in the water. Let's see here. Yeah, I'll have to get the exact numbers from the farmer, but you can see there's his pump down there, and he's got that rope connecting to the pump, and I can see there's a considerable amount of water at the bottom here. And I can see water traces coming along the edge there, which tells me that water's been making its way down inside. There's a bank around the edge of this well, which means that it's not coming from the edge. It's not flowing up over the edge, the water into the well. It's coming from the water, from the walls of the well, which is exactly what we want as a recharge condition. And I'm also very reassured because I couldn't remember if this well was a stone well, meaning like stone pieces put into place with masonry, or if it was solid rock. But this is solid rock. This is not going to cave in. And this is like a quarry, basically. It's been dug down into the solid rock. And the initial concerns of the farmer were that this recharge pit next to his well would cause some type of a collapse of the well. And that's not at all the case. He's got solid rock face here. Very, very, very solid. So we can load that recharge pit with plenty of water and not have any negative consequences now or in the future. So this is a really durable structure here. Okay, so that's it. First big water harvesting project in this organization is up and running, and we're getting positive results from nature. We're getting water in the well. And as I mentioned, there was some misunderstanding. The farmer thought that that was supposed to hold. It's not. It's sandy substrate, and that's been cleared up, and we get the water where it needs to be. Because he only has one pump, so that it actually prevents him from having to move his pump, because he only has that one. You have to pull it out of the well and put it in the pond if it was, also catching water. But we just stacked our cars to the well, and there it goes. And like I said, the next thing that we'll do before the rainy season next year is widen out that trench and make it even more subtle, and make that berm or that bunt even more subtle, even more kind of, a graceful arc, right, on the surface, and plant it up with the trees. Okay, so this is like the first step. We're going to add another layer to it next year. It could have been done now, but we didn't quite have the support on the ground that we thought we would when the project came about. Our support is growing more and more, and you have to have people. You have to have people around to help with these things. Otherwise, it's not going to happen. So we're getting better at organizing the people to contribute on these types of things. But this is the first layer. And I don't want to promise another video, but I'll probably do another video on here. Don't hold your breath, because it's not going to come until the next monsoon. So right now we're at the tail end of November, and I wouldn't look for a final update on this project video until the beginning of next monsoon, which is going to probably be May or June next year, if it happens. So thanks for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it's informative. Hope it was worth the wait. I probably don't need to say add your comments or questions below, because I know everybody's good at that. And I appreciate your comments and your questions. And I appreciate the positive feedback you've given and the doubts and questions that you've raised, because it challenges me and helps me grow as a permaculturist and natural farmer. And that's what we're all doing here. We're all growing and learning together and sharing. So it's a very good experience. So thank you again for tuning in. And my name's Jagannath, natural farmer. Hope to see you again real soon.